Hey, what's up, guys and gals? This is a demo video for the Jawa's Junkyard claw saber that I'm selling. This was a project that I picked up to do. I knew I wanted to do a little something special with this one because I hadn't seen anything done with these really. There's a lot of eco chassis that people have done with this out on the market, but I hadn't seen anything made out of metal. So from time to time, when time permits, I will grab a project, work on it to try to sharpen my skills, and then it goes up for sale. So this one is for sale for $900 shipped in the US. When you buy this from Jawa's Junkyard's website, it's $260 before shipping, and they're in Australia. So you're looking at somewhere around $320 just to get the empty hilt. And then so I'm charging about $600 for the work I did, plus I'm including shipping with that and the PayPal fee. So around $550 for the install. All right, but this is a one button setup, so everything happens right here. It has a Carl Chen V4 Neopixel adapter, if you can see that, but we'll light that up here in a second. And to get the claw off, you're going to want to take off this screw right here, not this one. So just loosen up this one. I did not paint this to be a bone color. I'm not a very good painter. I've seen my buddy Benji over at Nerf Herder Customs paint his a bone color, and he's really good at it. And that makes sense because, he's used to handling bone. He's used to handling bone. But anyway, I'm not a painter, so if you want that to be painted in a bone color, you're going to have to send that off to be painted, or you can give it a shot, but you can take this off separately. You don't have to send the saber. All right, but we'll take that screw out right there. The speaker pod, now there's a speaker pod. I designed it to be a press fit into the back of the handle. So for just quick in and out, you can leave it in here. It's designed to stay in there. And then you can just take the chassis out. This is the chassis. All right, but before we go over it, we will take the speaker out. If you want to take it out, you can just come over here and go like this a few times. And it will pop out in your hand. Just like that. All right, so it's smaller. It's a smaller diameter than the chassis because it's very hard to see in there, but let me see if I can shine some light in there. If you can see that, if I can get everything to line up correctly, there's that little cutout in there, right? It's smaller than the rest, and that's exactly what I made the diameter of the speaker pod to fit in, so that you could just have quick access to the chassis. But if you want to take it out to play with the chassis outside of the saber, you can do that. It's held on with two magnets, so there's two magnets here, two magnets here. It doesn't matter which way you line them up. They're both polarized the same. But I like to put them like that. All right, and then there's a little handle right here. I just modeled for something different to help you grab the speaker and pull it out. All right, but this is what the chassis looks like outside of the saber. I went in and I machined a brass crystal chamber. I machined the top and bottom crystal holders out of aluminum though, just so that there was a little bit of a contrast. That's a real quartz crystal in there. I'm using a Smuggler's Outpost Switch Pixel PCB set. No holder for that, or no PLA holder for the PCB. I went in and I machined exactly the diameter of that on the top of this chassis, and it's glued into there, and that's how that takes place. All right, moving down, you'll see a few greeblies on the side. These are actually tubes. There's a tube here and a tube here. That's what I'm using for wire passage, or for my wire channel, so I didn't have to come past my crystal at all. It's wide open in there. There's a 10 pixel accent strip behind these holes right here that I put into the chassis. There's another 10 pixel accent strip located underneath these holes. You can take the speaker off like we talked about earlier. If you do that, you've got access to your kill switch, your recharge port, and your board. So your SD card and your micro USB, you can do everything from right there. All right, and that's it. So it's an aluminum body, brass crystal chamber with some aluminum accents. The top is aluminum, but then I put it, or a brass rather, but I put this aluminum sleeve over it. It is a bit smaller diameter up here because it fits into the step that's on the inside of this saber, which is a little bit hard to see there, but you can almost make it out. All right, so we can come over here and flip our kill switch on. We'll see the lights turn on. Come over here and put the speaker on. I put twist on this particular chassis just in case you want to play with it outside of the saber. So the crystal goes solid when the saber's on. These LEDs ramp up with speed when the saber's on. And then you've got twist off. All right, so come over here. You can put this chassis in any way you like. All the way in. Take your handle. You just line up the hole in the handle with that hole that we took the screw out of. You can actually see some shine through there. Press it all the way down and lock it in. I'm going to hold it for a second, but hit power. Now, regularly, if you just take this off, leave your speaker in there and do what you want to do to the chassis, and then put the handle back on. Slide it over the sleeve. Again, line it up. We'll lock it down, and then you'll see that the speaker works just fine. That was the intended use. Lock that screw down and come over here and hit power. Now your LEDs are firing up. You've got 6 sound venting holes, so you got 3 here and 3 over here. We'll put a blade in. This takes a 1-inch diameter blade. Lock the blade down. We got plenty of room to do that also. Fire it up. I just went with a green unstable on this just to have a little something different. Blaster bulbs. Blade lock up. That you do a long press to switch sound fonts, which it just has the one, but a double press to play the sound, or the soundtrack rather, and another double press to turn it off. All right, just like that. So we will break this back down. Take the blade out. It is a little bit of a thing to come over here and take this out. If this were mine, if I was going to keep it, what I'd probably do is I'd end up trying to find a thumb screw or something that was the same thread pitch as this screw that we have to take out. So I didn't need a tool every time. All right, but then you can just take the chassis out like this. This is the, it's off mode. You can see this just does a slow scroll until we turn it on. And then it ramps up. The speaker's in the handle. And then we come over here and flip the kill switch. And it kills everything. All right, but that is the Jawa's Junkyard claw saber that I did with a metal chassis. Thanks for watching.